So I know everyone's going to say, well, the Batmobile was good or the Batmobile was bad. And, we've had this conversation multiple times, but there's one thing that I don't think I've heard anybody really say about the Batmobile. Welcome to the Video Game Fight School channel. Thank you very much for tuning in. I'm going to try my best to keep it short and sweet. And that is, with the addition of the Batmobile to the Arkham series, it actually did complete Batman from a video game perspective. I think this, in my opinion, was the natural high point of this particular franchise. Having started from Arkham Asylum, small area, moving to Arkham City, a sizable area, and then also graduating into Arkham Origins, which was basically a replica of City with some modifications, and then moving to Arkham Knight with the biggest city and so on and so forth. I strongly believe, ladies and gentlemen, that if Rocksteady had not added the Batmobile, it would have been the missing piece overall. It was actually very interesting to see Stephen Hill actually talk about how they thought that completing a character arc included this particular piece of the game. And it being a playable character was just so cool. At the end of the day, now, overused, yes, but you cannot deny how cool it was. You cannot deny that its implementation was actually quite solid. You cannot deny that its controls, its feels, its mechanics were actually pristine. I mean, think about it. For a game that was launched in, 2015, you can't necessarily argue as to its quality. In fact, the Spider-Man games have not come close. Sure, they've been able to do some good combat. They've been able to do some good traversal with the wingsuit, even though it's kind of weird. Spider-Man's a swinging character, but again, let's just call that good. But to go in and add a Batmobile, basically another player character that is in the game that coexists with Batman in a fluid way to traverse the city, and to even use that particular character, which I call the car a character because in the video game world that's what it is, and to use that to actually engage in combat is actually a very complete arc that the Batmobile can do all this cool stuff in a video game. Have y'all not thought about it? Like, you've seen the Batmobile do this stuff in cool ways in other forms of media. But in the video game world, this is the one place where we actually whined and moaned about it because it was used too much. But again, if you kind of think about the quantity of Batman content without the Batmobile and ratio that to the use of the Batmobile in the Arkham games, then I think it starts to make sense. I mean, how else would you have executed on this? I mean, think about it. If you were the producer, if you were the designers, you would say, man, let's go all out. Let's get this Batmobile into the, game's, DNA, and then let's just run with it. However, there are criticisms that are valid, like this particular boss fight that you're seeing here. This is me v Deathstroke. When Arkham Origins actually put Deathstroke in front of you to throw hands, it appeared that they actually relied too much on the Batmobile boss fight here. And so I think that basically, this and stuff like the Arkham Knight, fights that were done underground and such, I think they basically, in a sense, caused for some point deduction here. But, nonetheless, I guess it was actually pretty cool. At the end of the day, when you kind of think about it, it was a joyride. It was fun. If you play the Arkham games again, you're going to meet these things. And, the Arkham games being a more linear story in a sense, that can also maybe somewhat take it away from you. But, for the enjoyment and for the sake of, polished mechanics and the fact that we're not getting any cool Batman representation for a while, I think this is going to have to hold because this is its own thing. It does stand strong. It seems like it came from a place, for the most part, where the developers and the writers were still passionate about the character. Even though Paul Dini was not involved in this particular case, you could still see that, in terms of gameplay and design and making this game, that it was actually just a solid piece of work. Thanks for watching the video. Appreciate you guys' time and audience. Hopefully we'll talk pretty soon in another one. Peace out.